Alley on this 6-game road trip. The Jazz 7-2 atop the Midwest Division. 4 of those victories coming in this big building in downtown Salt Lake City. Don Nelson's Mavericks at 7-4, and they've won 3 of the 5 on this road trip. That has Nelly smiling without question. Now the Southwest Airlines starting lineups. Don Nelson will send up a little different looking 5 tonight once again, and the difference will come in the backcourt where Howard Isley will join Steve Nash as a starter, Christian Laettner at center, Dirk Nowitzki at the power forward spot, Michael Finley at the small forward spot. Bob?
Michael Finley's been playing very well late in ball games. Tonight the Mavericks will need for this guy to get off to a quick start. They'll need Michael Finley from beginning to end tonight.
The Utah Jazz will send out a reasonably familiar starting 5. Stockton and Malone are there, as is the youngster, 19-year-old DeShawn Stevenson, in for John Starks, who's attending to some family matters tonight in Tulsa. Olden Polynice, the man in the middle, and Brian Russell, a high flyer off the wing, Bob, in the starting lineup as well.
He's a real compliment to Stockton and Malone. He averages over 15 points a ball game. He can shoot it outside. He's effective inside. He gets about 6 rebounds a game. He's shooting 53% from the field and 45% on threes for head coach Jerry Sloan, who is often characterized as hardworking, driven, successful, and well-respected.
In his 13th season here with the Jazz, Tom Kelly, the manager of the Minnesota Twins in Major League Baseball, has been with an organization 2 years longer than Sloan has been here in Utah. That's the longest tenure of any professional major league head coach or manager. Sloan is right there. He's loyal. He's a guy that demands hard work from his team, and he gets it every year, Bob.
And it's always interesting to note that a long time ago, former Dallas Maverick head coach Dick Motta, in retirement right now, said, and I quote, "Jerry was the best player who ever played for me." That's a heck of a compliment.
Tonight's game officials are Ron Garrettson, George Tolliver, and Greg Willard. Jumping center are Nowitzki and Polynice, and we're underway in Salt Lake City. Russell steals the tip, and he'll have an easy one.
Well, get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Now we can get things going.
Stockton guards Nash. Steve had a terrific game against Stockton in the earlier meeting. 24 points and 12 assists.
Oh, they're going to double Nash a little bit, take the ball out of his hands.
Finley left open. He may have that shot and force them out of that double team. He evens it up at 2.
It's a good find by Nash that time, picking up Finley before the defender could get back.
This is the youngster, 19-year-old Stevenson. Stockton with a cut, and Nowitzki with a denial. Back comes Finley on the fly. Laettner's pull-up goes, and the Mavericks run to a 4-2 lead.
I love the start because there's no hesitancy. Finley had a shot, Laettner had a shot. They both just planet their feet into the air and take it.
And John Stockton throws a zig, and DeShawn Stevenson zags. There's the first indication of the youngster not quite on the same page. The Mavericks hit ahead again. Nowitzki can't make the Jazz pay. Dallas up 4-2.
Nice effort by Michael Finley. He almost got the ball back.
Stockton stopped. Russell is run out by a 7-footer in Nowitzki. Malone goes to work on Laettner. Fadeaway left short. A retrieval, though, for Brian Russell. A terrific rebounding small forward at nearly 6 a game. Polynice, Mavericks love to see him shooting. You see why. It's 4-2 Dallas, and the Mavericks on the run again. Finley stop and pop. Won't drop. The Jazz want to push. Russell has his step, but Nash closes quickly.
Good job of avoiding the travel by Russell.
Don Nelson yelling for the traveling violation. Lazy lob inside, and Christian Laettner's able to deflect it out of bounds. Laettner getting on the season his 4th start for Don Nelson.
Watch Malone after he makes the inbounds pass.
Stevenson backing down Isley, and Howard Isley picks his pocket. It's 2-on-1 the other way if he hurries. He's stripped, though, by Brian Russell.
Wonderful defensive job by Isley and Russell. Both good defensive players. Uh-oh.
That's a shot Polynice can make. It's tied at 4.
You got to talk when you get back defensively. That's because people are so very conscious of the presence of Karl Malone on the low post.
Mavericks established the triangle on the right side of the floor. Nash bottled up. That leaves Finley free. Michael Finley now 1 of 3 shooting.
The big difference so far in the ball game, Utah showing a lot of respect for Steve Nash, paying a lot of attention to him as he works off of picks.
Ryan Russell dangerous from that distance, and you see why. 7-4 Jazz. They're on a mini 5-0 push. Russell tied for 10th in the league three-point hoisting at 45.5%. Finley with 10 on the shot clock. Gets it to Nash in the corner.
Oh, they'll trap you
Steve
there.
Needs help.
There's only 5 seconds on the shot clock right now. When you come up the sideline or get into the corner against Jerry Sloan, his players will trap you immediately.
The Mavericks need a quick look at the bucket, see if Finley can create it. He's doubled. That leaves Nash all alone from way downtown Salt Lake. He misses. Stevenson scrambles to the rebound. And Utah will look to build on a 5-0 run. Stockton operates behind a Polonese pick. Gives to the mailman. Bullying his way. Forced to fade, though, by Leitner. Can't get it to fall. Nice job by Leitner. Good save by Finley. Good look. Nash. Leitner's alone, and he avoids Malone for the easy lay-in.
It's a very good look by Steve Nash and a difficult catch by Leitner.
Steve Nash has a pair of early assists as the Mavericks are looking up the floor, Bob, continuously.
They're not playing hesitant at all, and that's good.
Stockton forced to the off-balance attempt. The ball is free. Stevenson there. Can't finish, but he'll go to the foul line.
See, that was Stockton with a defensive play. When Nowitzki came down with a rebound, Stockton reached in and stripped him. And all that is experience and maturity in the league. The rebound, you see Stockton strip it with his left hand on the way down. That gets Utah the ball back.
So Nowitzki needs to keep it a little higher.
He needs to keep it up, keep it away from Stockton. You negate that 7-foot height by bringing it down. But it is natural to do that, but that will get you in trouble.
This is a young man that holds the Central California high school scoring record at 2,456 points. Age 19, was the 23rd pick by the Jazz in the draft. Went to high school in the Fresno, California area.
And that high school was Washington Union High School.
He gets both. Nearly 4 minutes gone by at the Delta Center, and the Jazz lead is 3. Nash frees. That runner denied, but a foul ensues. Polonese hit him. This Jazz club, a little surprisingly, Bob, they're so aggressive defensively. They lead the league in personal fouls.
They'll commit a lot of fouls. They also get away with a lot of fouls because, and Jerry Sloan did, and the reason for that is because they're so aggressive with it. They stay with it all the time. It's not unlike the way Phoenix played the Mavericks. When was that? About a year ago.
Exactly, yeah.
Actually, it was last week.
It was last Wednesday. It only seems like a year ago. Nash with excellent form at the line has missed only 3 all season. He pulls the Mavericks to within 1 in the early stages. Stockton gets it back from Russell. Leaves it for Polonese. Mavericks don't mind him shooting from there. Leitner, a nice box out inside.
Good position. Rebounding's all about position more often than not.
Polonese hustles, and Steve Nash a tad quicker. But there's Stockton. He's everywhere, isn't he? Wow, what a play by Stockton.
Defensive play again.
Nash pushes right back down the Jazz throat and finishes drawing a bank for his bucket. Oh, Steve Nash, a blue blur all the way to the rim.
Wonderful job by Nash of being aggressive. A very nice aggressive start by the Mavericks. He gets down inside. Nash with a left hand. A good finish.
Visit home over the weekend has done wonders for Steve Nash early tonight. 5 points and a couple of assists for the Victoria, British Columbia native. He evens it up at 11 apiece. Ozzie all over Stevenson, forcing him to drive. He can't finish.
Oh, watch Stockton again. He'll look to strip the rebounder.
Mavericks have numbers, though, if Isley pushes. Nash the open man. He's 3 for 3. Cha-ching, the first money ball tonight, and Dallas leads. Nash with back-to-back threes. The last one the hard way, Bob. This one wide open.
I have to get used to that cha-ching.
Well, hopefully you'll hear it a lot tonight.
You must have had one of those when you were a kid or something.
Little cash register going off. Malone pinning Leitner.
Oh, technical foul, I believe.
It's on the mailman. He's not adverse to picking up a few of those.
Well, he pushed off right away. He didn't like what happened inside. See if he throws an elbow in there with Leitner. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. You know,
Nash will shoot the tech.
You have the option of throwing a player out on that. If that elbow's thrown above the shoulder, and I believe that one was, that is an automatic ejection. If the elbow is thrown below the shoulder, the official has the option of making the call. If this is above, that's above the shoulder, that may have been more of a forearm, but you can eject a player for that.
The roll is 9-2 for the Mavericks. Nash has 7 of those. Steve Nash bash early. Malone's shot blocked from behind by Leitner. Carl is still moaning. Back come the Mavericks. Beautiful dunk down by Finley, and Leitner there for the finish.
Very unselfish play. Good job running the floor. Mavericks very loose, very aggressive. The best start we have seen on this road trip right here tonight.
The lead is 6. Jazz off their game in the early stages. Malone wants the ball desperately. He's got it. He bullies to the rim, and the whistle ensues. Well, there was no doubt where that rock was going that time down the floor, Bob.
Malone and Stockton really beginning the normal chatter with the officials when their team gets behind, and that's what's happening now.
Karl Malone a near triple-double against the Bulls. Well, that was ugly in here Saturday night. 109-64 for Utah.
Any way you figure that up, I think it's a 45-point win.
I think it is. Karl Malone off his game right now, more concerned with the official calls than he is scoring the basketball. He has a goose egg in the scoring column nearly midway through the first quarter.
But see, there's value in the technical foul that he got, because now he has to be somewhat careful. He cannot afford to get a second tee and not be around. His team needs him too much. He's the best power forward in the history of the game. A little doubt about that.
153 points now from becoming the #2 all-time scorer, and eclipsing Wilt Chamberlain in pursuit of Kareem. Nowitzki rumbles, and we got a walking violation. Malone got caught up under him. Easily could have been whistled for the foul, but none forthcoming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He doesn't get the foul, but they get out of it by not calling the foul, by calling a travel on Nowitzki.
So the Maverick lead is 5.
Malone down low.
Malone into the lane. Leitner playing him beautifully defensively, and Michael Finley there to clean it up. Finley leaves for Nash. Steve finds the open man, and Christian Leitner misses. Nowitzki battles Malone for the loose ball, and we got a foul called against the Jazz. It is on Malone, and Karl Malone will get after Greg Willard on this call. Mavericks by 5, and it's looking good early.
Find out how you can win a trip that makes Paris your final destination.
This is the place where gravity is suspended, where adrenaline overrules pain, and fatigue has no bearing. Where at 6'10", 250, you're often undersized, yet it's the size of one's heart, not body, that determines his success. With NBA League Pass from DirecTV, you'll get up to 40 games a week from outside your area. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS now, and for just $169, you'll see the world's greatest athletes play the world's greatest game.
Dallas Mavericks lead it by 5. Watch the Mavericks get in transition. Now they have a play here. Nowitzki with a rebound. Stop it right there, guys. Right here's Nowitzki. Finley, he'll call through. What he wants Leitner to do is get out of the way. He wants him to get over here so Finley can go here. That means they're 2-on-1 against that Utah defender. That happens. Nowitzki gives Finley the ball. You see the one defender, because Leitner went through and got out of the way. They had excellent spacing. They get an easy basket.
That was his running game in gear early. Steve Nash loses the ball on a swipe by Vaughn, but Jock got his hand caught in a cookie jar without any sweets. Subway sub of the game is this man. What a night he had Saturday, Bob.
Playing against the Bulls, had 15 points, 8 rebounds, career highs. They're very high on Vaughn. When they lost Isley to the Mavericks, they were really optimistic for Vaughn's future.
The Mavericks lose it. Pass skitters away from Leitner. He was open, and Steve Nash is as sharp as I've seen him to start a game with 9 points and 2 assists.
I think the Mavericks are very sharp throughout the start of this ballgame, but they'll have to maintain that against a team that continues to play as smart as anyone in the league. Look out, look out.
Sean Stevenson comes out of the rafters with the emphatic finish, and that gets the crowd aroused here a bit at the Delta Center.
Playing in high school last year. High school.
See what the Maverick answer is 7 minutes into the first quarter.
And it's important to answer.
Nash is wearing Vaughn. Spins free. Thought he was fouled. Got it back.
How could you not call that
loose
foul?
on the floor. Exactly, Bob.
He got hammered down low, Nash did. Absolutely.
Doc Vaughn suffocated by Finley, and an illegal defense called. Christian Leitner gripes, so it must be he the guilty party. That's the first one. A second would result in a tech. 5 illegal defense calls for Dallas in the first meeting with the Jazz, and that was a close game to the finish. So those were critical in a 6-point Maverick setback on November 4th. Russell nearly lost it. Shot clock inside of 5 now. Vaughn will have to hurry. Much better from that distance than he was in his rookie season, but Karl Malone there to pick up the miss.
Second chance opportunities, but once again, that long shot, you frequently will get long rebounds. Isley doing a pretty nice job on Stevenson.
Stevenson is surrounded by Mavericks, gives it to the mailman. Karl Malone off balance again, misses short.
Very good job by Christian Leitner defensively, and a good look. Oh, he looked away before he caught it.
Leitner realized that the mailman was bearing down, and I think that creates the turnover. Steve Nash will take a seat in favor of Hubert Davis. Davis in his second start on Saturday in Vancouver, tied with Nowitzki for team high honors with 20 points.
Now that will move Isley to the point guard position with Nash sitting down, and Davis will take Stevenson and play the 2-guard spot for Dallas.
Mavericks have given it up 5 times in the early stages. Malone isolated against Leitner this trip down. Continues to bomb away, and this time connects. A little bit more on balance, squared the shoulders, and that pulls the Jazz to within 1.
Most of his points these days are coming off of that jump shot. Finley had a good look, decided not to.
Hubert Davis draws the quick double team. Isley and Vaughn go to work. Howard creates and misses badly. Isley enjoyed that.
Yeah, he's trying to get a basket.
Doc Vaughn right back at the Mavericks, gives the Jazz the lead at 18-17.
This is where Isley's got to just answer the challenge, that's all. So you're back playing where you played for 5 years, and they cheered for you. Now they're booing you. That's just part of it.
The one is 6-0 for Utah. Finley on a clear out. Coils. Leaves for Leitner. Mavericks missing some open looks last 3 or 4 trips.
Russell against Finley. Russell, a tough defender. He's long and lean.
Malone had great position, but fouled to get it against Nowitzki. Karl Malone picks up his second.
I believe Malone did. He used that left arm that time to clear the defender out of the way. Utah by 1. We're going to 1-2.
The Mavericks home tomorrow night for a rematch with Gary Payton, Vin Baker, and the Sonics. A 7 o'clock opening tip reunion. And then the Denver Nuggets in following the Thanksgiving holiday on Saturday. For tickets, call 214-747-MAVS. Those are 2 of a 3-game homestand for Dallas. But, wow, that's tough to get in about 3 a.m. tomorrow morning off of this road trip and to have to lace them up again against Seattle.
Karl Malone so far in the ballgame, a slow start, only 1 out of 6 from the field. It is tough to get in at 3 and play, but that's the way it is. And folks, you need to be at Reunion Arena. Buy tickets. Be there. Seattle, a talented team, an athletic team, fun team to watch.
Yes, they are. Dirk Nowitzki on the board for the first time tonight as the Mavericks teeter-totter in front.
Mavericks ahead 12-0 in fast break points, man.
Danielle Marshall in, feeds Russell. Ryan Russell gives the Jazz a 1-point lead.
Got to close on Russell. Good shooter. And And when Stockton and Malone sit down, as they are doing right now, they will go to Russell with greater frequency.
Especially with John Starks out tonight. Davis wanted to shoot, and Stevenson wouldn't let him. Nowitzki, he'll let it fly. A little short. Dirk has got to get warmed up here. He's 1 of 3 shooting.
He will.
Late in the first, the Jazz own the basketball on a 1-point lead. Danielle Marshall, hand check from behind, a little too aggressively apparently by Christian Laettner.
No, I believe the foul is on Hubert Davis on the cutter Stevenson, Matt.
There's Sean Bradley, the Utah native, checking in for the first time.
Stevenson tried to cut into the lane, and Davis did hand checking.
Mavericks have 4 team fouls. They're 1 from being in the penalty. Stevenson has a step, takes it right up into Davis and misses.
Head up, you keep low.
He turned it over. Michael Finley called for the giveaway. That is the Mavericks' 6th of this first quarter.
That's an unforced turnover. Michael just loses it, just gets up too high on him right here. Look, see? And that's the right call.
Final minute 30 unwind in the first. Bond splits 2 Mavericks and leads for Polonies. Colton Polonies continues to take that shot.
I'll tell you, Nowitzki has improved his rebounding so much. Look at this.
4 retrievals tonight. Misses on the coast-to-coast effort. Bradley saves. Jock Vaughn is there.
That's a good read by Vaughn, getting into the lane, the passing lane.
3 on 2. Beautiful no-look dish for Russell, who slides in the back door. Utah runs for a 22-19 edge.
Very aggressive, Jock Vaughn.
Hubert Davis settles in. He'll let it fly behind a Bradley pick. Hubert Davis on fire the last couple of games.
And he went down. Hubert Davis did, but he's okay. Nice to come off the bench with a guy like Hubert Davis. I think that's probably why Isley and Nash started here tonight.
Vaughn leaves for Marshall. Danielle not yet finding his way with the Jazz, over from Golden State. Finley can give the Mavericks the lead here late in the first quarter. Davis slicing on Stevenson, keeps the dribble alive and leads to Finley. What's the call by George Tolliver? 3-second lane violation on Sean Bradley, it looks like.
And that hurts. That really hurts.
Jazz now will settle in for the final look against Nelly's Mavericks. Quincy Lewis checks in, and they'll replace the rookie Deshaun Stevenson.
And I think the idea of that is a situation substitution right there.
7 first quarter turnovers.
They want Vaughn to get down inside. They wanted better 3-point shooters on the wing. That position Lewis is playing, that used to be Hornacek's position.
Oh, they lose it. Isley's got to hurry, gives to Finley. Michael lets it fly. Oh, a little short, but he's bumped by Russell. Free throws forthcoming with 0.6 of a second left.
The home crowd wanted to travel, but not there, because in order to travel, you have to have control. I don't think Finley ever had control of the ball. Vaughn just loses it. Isley picks it up. Now he should keep it. Finley's too close to give it to him. See the spacing. See, no control there. So Finley does not get called for the travel. He made a good move by getting the ball up in the air.
Russell definitely hit him. So the Mavericks can grab the lead at the end of 1 tonight if Michael can drain this second. Russell's got 2, Bob, and so does Karl Malone right now.
Plenty of time for Utah to catch and shoot. You have to have a minimum of 0.3 of a second to catch and shoot. There are 0.6 of a second remaining on the game clock.
So the Mavericks need to retreat quickly here. The second free throw no good, and it'll be deadlocked at the end of 1. Steve Nash has the hot hand for the Mavericks with 9 points in the first quarter. Karl Malone a non-factor to this stage. Dallas battling the Jazz on even terms after 1 from Salt Lake City.
Welcome. Laker faction in Utah. Hey, fellas, wrong game. Right now, it's the second quarter about to start. The Jazz and the Mavericks are tied up 22 apiece. And Maverick fans are curious. The drama is now over. Free agent power forward Joe Smith has made up his mind. He was choosing between Dallas, Detroit, and Minnesota. He wanted to go back to Minnesota. David Stern said no, can't do. He has decided and has signed this afternoon with Detroit. Yes, he signed with the Detroit Pistons, the 1-year exception, a little over $2 million. His coach there, George Irvine, was his assistant coach with him at Golden State. Matt?
And you know, the good news there, Matt, is that the Dallas Mavericks were one of 3 that Joe Smith was interested in. That's a real tribute to what Mark Cuban has done with his franchise, to Don Nelson, to these players. And it's, I think, indicative of what's coming in the future.
No doubt. Michael Finley, a strong jump stop, and then Flying Finn is able to rain home the jumper, so the Mavericks lead it by 2 early in the second.
Love the move inside by Finley.
Oh, Bradley denies another one right at the rim. He's second in the league in swats at better than 3.5 a game. Shot clock winding down. Vaughn will hoist the 3 and hit it behind an Ostertag pick. That gives the Jazz a 1-point lead.
Vaughn is playing with tremendous confidence. You're going to see a little bit of Stockton and Vaughn both in the ballgame at the same time.
Nash frees Finley. The retaliatory 3, no good. Oh, there is the dunking Deutschman, Dirk Nowitzki.
That's the difference. That's what he is beginning to do. He goes to the board to rebound the ball, does it at the offensive end. It doesn't even come down. Just takes it out of the air and hammers it home.
Attacking the rim, Nowitzki. Wow.
Smart player with the ball. One of the smartest in the league right now.
Manning looking to Ostertag, challenging Bradley and not living to tell about it. The ball is batted around, though. Whose is it? Ostertag comes out holding a finger on his left hand. It'll remain Jazz possession. A fresh 24 to work with as well.
Ostertag at the offensive end of the floor will go to the rim on most of the plays that they run. He simply goes to the front of the rim and waits for the ball.
Eduardo Nahara summoned. Dirk Nowitzki will sit. Dirk's got 5 rebounds, 4 points. Danny Manning into the game. Gives to Vaughn. Jock nearly lost it. Steve Nash is quick tonight. Jazz with a lot of sorts here. Get it to the veteran Manning. He goes to work on the rookie.
Good
freeze and hits.
Steve Nash really helped defensively. He made Danny Manning kill his dribble. Manning made the shot, but those are the little things that win games for you, what Nash just did at the other end.
Jazz in front by 1. Bradley is free at the rim and banks it in. Nicely done. Steve Nash finds him off the bounce.
But he finds him high, Matt, and that's the key. He found Sean Bradley high, and then Bradley very nicely uses the glass. Watch this pass. Watch where he hits it. See where the ball is? It's up in the air. Bradley did not bring it down. Nice job by both guys.
Yeah, Sean used the board nicely there in traffic. Lewis fires on a double team. Bradley gets moved out by Manning. And Danny Manning is able, by leaning forward, to draw the foul on Sean.
That's a rebound that Bradley's got to get inside. That one went over his head. Danny Manning in his 13th year in the league. Only pro athlete to ever play after 3 ACL operations. That's just a real credit to Manning.
Don't catch static on your radio. Tune your dial to News Radio for up-to-the-minute laughs. Weeknights at 7 on K-Star 49. Yeah, Danny Manning, a medical marvel, and should fit in very nicely here in Salt Lake City with his veteran Jazz club. Both free throws go, and we remain on the seesaw with Utah in front now, 29-28.
Jerry Sloan will very carefully manage minutes for Danny Manning so that he's around come playoff time.
Nash trying to spin free of Vaughn. Keeps the dribble alive. Finley now quicker than Marshall. Has a step to the baseline and draws contact in the foul. Michael Finley patient, Bob. The shot clock was on his back there.
But that's what you want to do. You make the good ball fake. Finley is commanding so much respect. I believe one of the reasons he's getting frustrated is because he's not using that ball fake enough. Not only will it get him shots and begin to freeze defenders, it'll get him to the free throw line, and all of that is good. To show you what I mean right here, when Finley gets down here, tough to shoot this ball over that big defender. Nice ball fake, and then go up right away. Don't wait till that shot blocker comes down. Ball fake, when he leads, you lead.
Love to see Michael get to the line more often. He averages only 3 free throw attempts a game. He's been 4 times tonight. A good sign for the Maverick offense as they go in front by 1.
7 or 8 should be the number that Michael Finley should shoot for in a game. If he does that, there'll be nights when he gets there 10 or 12 times. Just ask Karl Malone.
Malone averaging 9.5 a game this season. Marshall goes to work deep in the shot clock. Had to hang, and that altered the shot. Michael Finley stuck right with him in mid-flight.
He made him double pump, didn't he?
Nash dashes back, but Jacques Vaughn excellent defensively in transition. Nash finds the open man, but Bradley brought it down and got bailed out there. Quincy Lewis called for the foul.
Bradley has to be aware on that defensive rotation. That man right behind him, Hubert Davis, is wide open. He has to quickly swing the ball over there.
Nelly's club is off quickly in Salt Lake, up 1 early in the second. Mavericks lead by 1 early in the second quarter in Salt Lake City. Now the Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard. The Sixers a perfect 10. 10-0. Allen Iverson 26 points as they blitz Boston tonight by 24 on the road. Larry Brown's club playing great basketball. The Hornets with the sting in Toronto behind 25 from ex-Maverick Jamal Mashburn. They knock off the Raptors 100-64.
Boy, they must have shot down Air Canada.
Carter wound up with 20 in that game. Apparently he was a solo act.
I'll tell you, before too long, there'll be a real critical point in this game tonight. I'll get right back to that, folks.
Nahara, strong move to the middle of the lane, and he scores it. Viva Nahara, the Mavericks up 3.
And that will be when Jerry Sloan comes back at the end of this first half with Stockton and Malone trying to take control of the game before halftime. He will do that, I promise you.
Manning has a step, takes it high, can't finish, and Steve Nash is there to grab it. Nash looking to push, slides behind Nahara's interference, leaves for Eduardo. He drains the jumper. Eduardo Nahara back-to-back buckets off the bench. The Dallas lead is 5.
Kiki Vandeweghe's down there just hollering. He works with Nahara on his jump shot. He's standing up leading cheers behind that Maverick bench, and that's okay, Kiki. You spend a lot of time with Nahara, and he is improving.
Nice. On with a dump down, but Nahara equal to it. Inside, Bradley just absolutely goes airborne and grabs the ball at its apex against Marshall.
It'll be a jump ball. Heck of a defensive play. And with Nowitzki out of the ball game, the Mavericks have been able to build a little cushion. Not enough, but here he comes back in the ball game, and Finley's out right now. I think, not unlike a lot of coaches in this league, Nelson wants to have one of those two on the floor at all times. That makes sense, doesn't it?
And Nahara leaves, and boy, did he give the club a boost. Yes. In the couple of minutes he was out there. Malone and Stockton back on the floor. Couldn't do it a whole lot better than the Mavericks are this quarter offensively. Bradley controls the tip. Dallas going with Nash and Davis at the guards. Nowitzki, Bradley, and Leitner up front, looking to extend an 8-2 run over the last couple of minutes.
Watch now. You got Stockton and Malone back in. I told you that's coming. Oh, there's a bad pass.
The kick ball will save Dallas.
And they gain time on the shot clock with that new rule, folks. They go back to 14 seconds. It was at 10, so they gained 4 seconds. That's in their favor.
Boy, Nash ran into the Great Wall of Duncanville, and Greg Ostertag inside.
Nash winding that clock down a little bit. It's down to 5. Take it, Matt.
Davis dribbles into the double team, forced to fade, misses short. Stockton wants to run. The Mavericks retreat well. Here comes the trailing Marshall, and Daniel Marshall took it up another level to dunk on Nowitzki.
He was way up top of the square that time.
Dallas's lead 3. Nowitzki wants to double it. He can't do it, but he'll go to the line for 3. Marshall flew at him, and Dirk, by releasing it high and hesitating, earns 3 free throws.
And that's a real good example of what I'm referring to with Finley and Nowitzki. Because of the respect that they have commanded in this league, watch this defender fly here. When that happens, you have to start using that ball fake. Now, it's great that he was able to draw the foul.
Nearly had his 3rd 4-point play as a pro, but he misses the first foul shot. They're coming off of a 4 3-point success effort against the Jazz last time out on November 4th. Dallas had 3 20-plus point scorers that night, but Utah was just too tough to win by 6.
Steve Nash in direct communication with head coach Don Nelson. Well, I'll tell you what, Nelly's done a heck of a job on this road trip. Done a heck of a job with this team, going all the way back to training camp. And he called it one of the best training camps, if not the best, he's ever had. That's a big statement.
Club off to its best start since the 94-95 season at 7-4. Malone steps back. He still can't find the range. The ball is free, and Bradley I think fumbled it out of bounds. Now the determination by George Tolliver is that it hit Greg Ostertag.
Hey, what, Jerry Sloan was up off that bench quickly. One of this league's finest coaches, Jerry Sloan. He's a good one.
Bradley leaves back for his point man.
It's getting very
covered.
Getting physical.
Yes, it is. Bradley's got the set shot. The open look goes for Sean Bradley. In his return to Utah, Bradley's got 4, and the Mavericks extend that lead to 7.
Mavericks got to get back defensively with Stockton in the game. He'll really push the ball, and Lewis will really run the floor.
Lob over the top denied. 2 Mavericks in the vicinity, and it's Hubert Davis guilty. They have latched on to Lewis down low.
Karl Malone picking up the pace a little bit as it relates to lobbying with those officials.
Politically correct or incorrect, he'll continue lobbying throughout the course of the night.
Let's not go there. I'm tired of this politically correct, politically incorrect at this particular time. We'll take a recount later, folks.
Now, no recounts tonight. Thank you. Stockton bailed out here.
You got a late call.
Dirk Nowitzki hiding from the call. It's the 3rd Mavericks team foul.
John Stockton does such a good job getting inside your defense. He has for a long time.
Tell you what, Bob, that's a phantom call. There may have been a breeze as he blew down the lane, but nothing more.
6:16, and you are at a point in the ball game where Utah would like to take control prior to the half. Get the crowd in the game. This is part of the way that they think. Sloan thinks this way. Malone, Stockton. Mavericks need to keep that from happening.
They've beaten just once at home this year by Miami, but the heat is on courtesy of Steve Nash. Here he's got 11, and Dallas goes back up by 7, 40-33.
The other night in the first half it was Davis. Tonight in the first half it's Nash.
Stockton screens from Malone. Karl establishes position, but he's pinned to the baseline. Tried to avoid the double team. Ball is free. Marshall's got it. Forced to the fadeaway. Tough shot on Bradley.
Marshall's playing well off the bench for Utah tonight. That's why Sloan is allowing him to stay in there.
Nash dances and leaves for Leitner, who saves. Dallas had a numbers advantage. Nash tries to take advantage. Tried to find Bradley in the back door, and Sean stopped cutting.
Well, what they want Bradley to do is to go to the front of the rim on penetration, and Nash made that pass to the right side of the rim. That's why it went out of bounds.
It's only the Mavericks' first turnover of the quarter. So far, so good. Dallas by 5.
The world's greatest athletes playing the world's greatest game are coming to an arena near you. It's the ultimate showcase of incredible athleticism, spontaneous creativity, and uncontrollable excitement. NBA action is now playing, so join the drive for a championship when it comes to your town, live and in person. Tickets are on sale. Go to NBA.com or call 800-4NBA-TICKS.
I'm Matthew McConaughey, and be sure not to miss U571 on Direct TV.
Heroes are ordinary men who do extraordinary things in extraordinary times.
Good luck, Andy. Godspeed, Skipper.
U571 is a raw portrait of uncommon valor. An amazing journey that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the final frame. U571.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on Direct TV.
Wear what the players wear. Anywhere you want. And if you want it authentic, log on to the NBA store on NBA.com. There's the widest assortment of NBA products, and we're open all day and all night.
This is impossible. Look at this.
You like that?
So if you want to keep it real, keep it authentic. The NBA store on NBA.com.
It's Mavericks Rewind tonight, the rebroadcast of the game at midnight, the final hour of this one anyway. And to this stage, Bob, Dallas is doing everything Don Nelson could ask in securing the 5-point lead.
I thought early on in the ballgame tonight that the Mavericks got a little help out of Christian Leitner. He's doing a nice job playing Malone. I think that has to do with familiarity. Leitner's been in the league long enough that he knows a little bit more about Malone, what Malone prefers to do. Nice conversation there between a couple of veterans. One of them an old veteran, and the other one an old veteran. Sorry, Nelly. Sorry. Sorry about that, Coach.
That would be Mr. Ortigal.
Oh, thanks a lot. You had to let him know who that was, huh? Look at that shooting this quarter. Mavericks continuing to do that. Oh, nice play, Bradley.
Back come the Mavericks as Nash skirts free of Stockton. Beautiful bounce to Nowitzki. He'll attack the rim again and live to tell about it. Plus the foul as he took it hard to the rack.
He avoided 3 defenders. Stockton, Malone, and I saw a third white shirt. Let's find out who that was. It might have been Lewis. Watch, 3 defenders. Bounce pass exit. You see Stockton, Malone, and Lewis. I'm right. 3 defenders there, and he still gets the ball up.
Foul was called against Ostertag as Nowitzki completes the 3-point play. That was Nash's 5th assist of this first half. Dallas 43, the Jazz 35. The fast break is in gear tonight.
See, Leitner just did a real smart thing bumping Stockton going through. He's just familiar with what they want to do.
Sean Bradley, another rejection right at the rim. Boy, the long arm of the law patrolling the paint beautifully tonight.
Remember I mentioned to you they send Ostertag to the front of the rim. That's what they do. They send him right to the front of the rim. Heck of a defensive play, Sean Bradley.
Lewis pops free off the inbound pass and makes the Mavericks pay. Nice execution by the Jazz, who are within 6.
Nash tells Bradley right where he wants him to go. 2-man play, left side of the floor.
Nash is orchestrating it beautifully tonight. Pinned here, though. Leitner bails him out. Nowitzki dancing. Throws it to the rim. Thought he was fouled. No whistle.
No, he doesn't shoot that way.
No. Never. Malone is fronted by Leitner, and an illegal defense forthcoming against the Mavericks. It's on Bradley. It's the 2nd violation. It will result in a technical.
Sean Bradley's trying to say that there was a pump fake involved, but he's not going to win this one.
4:21 left in the quarter, and although, Bob, the Mavericks have the running game going, Steve Nash doing an outstanding job at both ends of the floor. This is still a 5-point game now as Stockton hits the tech.
Last time down the floor for Dallas, Nowitzki went up to shoot the ball.
He was only hit 3 times.
And there was no foul call there, and the ball hit the left side of the board by the corner. He's a better shooter than that.
Point well taken. Jazz go back to Brian Russell, replacing Donyell Marshall. Russell led them in scoring in the first with a 9. Got Nowitzki on him. Dirk not buying any of those fakes. The shot clock winds down. Stockton prayer. It's not answered. Nowitzki scrambles to his 6th rebound. Nearly threw it away. Nash with a beautiful save. Steve Nash has got it on a string tonight off the bounce.
Stockton showing Steve Nash a lot of respect.
Nash leaves for Nowitzki, and Dirk has his pocket picked by Russell. Jazz have numbers. Russell, a great finisher, does, and draws a touch foul on Hubert Davis.
Hubert would like to have that back because that's a foul where you must make contact with that player, not allowing him to score that easily. Don Nelson's going to come back with Michael Finley right away. When this occurs down at this end, Russell with the ball, Davis has got to foul him real good. Make him go to the line and make 2 free throws.
An indication, though, of the growth of Brian Russell is in his 8th year. Bob, previously he may have just gone up to dunk that instead of awaiting the contact here before finishing. He can't complete the 3-point play, and the Mavericks get it back, leading by 3.
I think the Mavericks need a basket here. It's a 3-point game, as you mentioned, and they need to get a good look.
Finley in for Davis with those 3 fouls. Leitner had a poke free. Fortunately, it's out of bounds. Karl Malone will do it defensively if he doesn't have it going at the offensive end. He's been limited to 3 points tonight. Earned an all-defensive honor last season with the Jazz.
But remember, he had a very slow first half at Reunion Arena and a huge second half.
Finley fouled on the cut. Quincy Lewis got it. And that's the 15th foul against the Jazz with 3:27 left in the quarter. So Michael Finley earns a pair of free throws.
Mavericks had a great crowd that night at Reunion Arena back on November 4th. The final score was 112-106. Malone had 15 points in that 4th period. But let me tell you, folks, the Jazz had to go to their A game. I mean, they had to do everything possible to get that win against this young Maverick team.
May have been their A+ game, Bob. The Mavericks led by 4 with 4 minutes left.
I agree.
That was the Jazz's high all season in point total with 112 as they beat Dallas by 6. Michael Finley has the Mavericks in front by 5 after switching 2.
And that'll make Michael Finley's mother and grandmother happy. They're watching in Chicago, Illinois. They're going to come to Dallas to be at the game tomorrow night for Thanksgiving. So hope to see it.
Russell camps out, comes up short on the 3 ball, and the Mavericks get it back. A bit of a break there. Brian Russell did some damage against the Mavericks late in that game in Dallas, and he's done some tonight as well with 11 points.
As I mentioned early on, he's a wonderful complement to Jerry Sloan's dynamic duo of Stockton and Malone.
Finley operates behind Bradley's interference. Slices.
He's looking. He's looking. He's looking.
Finds his buddy Nash.
Uh-oh.
Nowitzki's free for 3. Oh, yeah. Dirk Nowitzki ripping the cords from deep, and the Mavericks go back up 8.
Gets to a point when Nowitzki gets an open look. I just think he's going to make them all. That's not fair, but that's what I think.
Stockton pirouettes on Nash, forced to give it up. Russell, a retaliatory bomb. No. Ostertag loses it. Steve Nash is right there to take it away.
That's a John Stockton play.
Nowitzki leads for Finn. Another 3 to the rim. This one no good. Boy, that would have been big, Bob. It would have given the Mavericks their first double-digit lead of the night. But they have answered every Jazz call thus far tonight. Dirk Nowitzki beginning to warm it up. It's the Mavericks by 8 with 2:21 left in the second.
This is
Bob mentioned earlier Christian Laettner's success against the mailman Karl Malone tonight. He's held him to only 3 points so far this half. And yes, they've battled each other for years in the league. But back in 1992, Laettner, John Stockton, and Karl Malone spent an entire summer together practicing against each other on the Dream Team. There are only 3 of 7 players left in the league who were on that Dream Team. Matt?
Maybe Laettner took good notes. Sure looks it tonight. Ostertag frees the shooting hand. Malone flies in for the rebound.
That's an excellent rebound.
Dribbles out of traffic and gives the Jazz another crack.
Uh-oh. Don't let him down there.
Baseline. He finishes and draws the foul.
Do not want to allow him to get down there. That help side defense has to come over. He is limping a little bit right now. Malone favoring that left leg. You see the drive. He gets by Bradley, and the strength enables him to still get the ball up. But Malone is limping.
Karl Malone has scored in double figures in 584 consecutive games. Thus far tonight, limited to 5 in the first half.
2 minutes on that game clock for the first half. I'm sure that Nelly will try to use that in his favor here. You got full court pressure now. You got a little bit of a 2-2-1.
Don Nelson wants Michael Finley in the middle, and that's where the ball comes. Dallas beats it fairly easily. They can settle in now with 15 still on the shot clock.
Good adjustment by Finley very quickly when he heard Nelly hollering at him to get to the middle.
Nowitzki's got the clock on his back now. Hits a cutting Bradley. The right hand crane hook goes. Bradley cranking it up and in over Ostertag. Nicely done.
When they play him free throw line extended, Sean Bradley, he will give it up and go to the basket. Nice play, Laettner.
Christian Laettner, that was a tough bounce by Russell in cramped quarters, courtesy of Christian Laettner closing on Karl Malone. Boy, he's been tireless defensively tonight as Laettner.
Finished strong in the first half. I cannot stress the importance of that enough. It will have a lot to do with the outcome of this game.
Lewis leaves it out front for Stockton. John can't get much going against Nash's pressure. Ostertag bullies on Bradley, and Sean Bradley will be called for the reach-in foul. Bradley picks up his third, so he joins Hubert Davis with 3 fouls.
Ostertag trying to come across the middle. He wants to go with a little jump hook. And Bradley does commit the foul there. Ostertag is now in his 6th year. He was born in Dallas, Texas, but lived in Duncanville, went to high school in Duncanville High School.
No better than 50-50 at the line on the season. K-Star 49 brings home back-to-back classic family fun. Games begin weeknights at 6 with Family Feud, followed by To Tell the Truth at 6:30, only on K-Star 49.
You want to step across right now. Nahara takes that inside position instead of Nowitzki. He's got to block Brian Russell out. Nahara does.
He did it effectively, allowing Dirk the path to the loose ball. And that, by the way, is Nowitzki's 7th rebound. He's coming off of back-to-back double-doubles. Nash bodied by Ostertag, keeps the dribble going. Spinning, freeing Nahara, and Eduardo Nahara, perfect 3 of 3 shooting. Kiki Vandeweghe loves it. Dallas's lead is 8.
Has he helped this club? Oh, Stockton trying to draw that foul. Nahara has really helped in the first half, coming off the bench.
He's guarding Ostertag, and he forces Stevenson to bomb and miss. Nahara at 6'8", guarding 7-footer Ostertag. Nash.
I like the aggressiveness.
Stockton, and oh, a little raindrop for the Deuce.
They're trying to get the 2 for 1, and they're going to get it. That's exactly what Dallas did. They read the game clock, did the math. You get 2 for 1.
Nice give-and-go feed. Malone to Stockton. They reverse roles. It's an 8-point game as Dallas had its largest edge moments ago. Mavericks will settle in for a good look here, Bob, with a 5-second difference game to shot clock.
As late as possible on the shot clock with this shot. They go 1-4 with Finley up front. Look for, they may come with a high post pick here. They might let Finley just take it one-on-one.
He guarded by the rookie Stevenson. Goes to the fadeaway. He knocks it down with 7 seconds left. Fantastic Finley finish. Dallas's lead 10. Russell wants 3 and gets none. Stockton the rebound to the rim with 0.2 of a second left. John Stockton on the spot again.
That's a big basket. That's a huge basket.
The Mavericks have had it their way for 24 minutes and would love to have taken a double-digit advantage into the locker room, but John Stockton denies that. Instead, it's the Mavericks in front, 56-48, but Bob, an outstanding first-half performance by Dallas.
Can't say enough about it. They need to pick it up where they left off to start the second half.
I'm Matt Pinto, in tonight for Jim Durham, who's undergoing surgery. He's going to miss some time, so I'll be filling in. Bob, I know we both wish him very well.
Yeah, we certainly do, and I would ask all of you out there, along with a lot of us here, keep him in your thoughts and prayers, will you? Thanks.
Well, the Mavericks, an outstanding job this first half against the toughest team in the league, field goal percentage accuracy-wise, 60% shooting in the first half for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I know that. And Utah comes in, they lead the league in defensive field goal percentage. Mavericks shoot 60. Utah comes in, they lead the league in field goal percentage, and the Mavericks do a good defensive job against them. Some of the highlights: Brian Russell got Utah up and running. Maybe that easy one just caused them to relax. Russell again from the outside. Stockton with the ball in the middle. Russell on the wing. Another 2-pointer for Brian Russell, running the floor that time. Isley had the basketball here, gives it up to Nash. Nash had a wonderful first half against John Stockton. Nash gets down inside, hits the little floater. The runner, something he's worked hard on in the offseason. And Dirk Nowitzki all the way to the glass in transition. Mavericks did a nice job pushing the ball and getting fast break points. Finley from the right corner. Dirk Nowitzki to the offensive glass with a rebound and a dunk. Over the top, Bradley came off of the bench, helped defensively, block shot by Bradley, block shot again by Bradley. Once again inside Ostertag, block shot Sean Bradley. A nice first half for the Dallas Mavericks. They lead it 56-48, and they need some more of the same, Matt.
Now the McDonald's game summary showing the Mavericks a sizzling 60% field goal accuracy in that first half. They've knocked down all but 2 free throws, and in fast break points, the Mavericks on the stampede in front by 10. The Jazz limited to 39% field goal accuracy. Dallas is 77% shooting in that second quarter, helping on the offensive end, and then defensively, Christian Laettner shutting down the mailman. Does he deliver on Monday nights? We'll see in the second half. 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting, also 2 fouls. And now Chris Arnold, what have you got for us?
Well, Matt, word from the Dallas Mavericks locker room. The coaches say this is the best half of basketball this team has played this entire road trip. And just like Bob said, they've got to match this intensity for the second half. They got to take care of the rebounding, keep the mailman out of the paint, and see what they can do for another few minutes here. Matt?
Oh, Don Nelson's club in front by 8 right now. Nash, Nowitzki, Finley all have had outstanding initial 2 quarters of basketball, Bob.
Well, we've come to expect that out of those 3 guys. I mean, that seems to be the trio that the Mavericks are going to rely on the most. But, you know, let's not take for granted what it is they do night in and night out. Some pretty impressive numbers right there. They certainly need help from their teammates. But the most impressive thing about those three guys happens to be their age. They're going to be around for a while.
Yeah, Finley is the leader and co-captain of this club at age 27, Nash 26, and of course Dirk only 22. Nowitzki and Finley, Bob, keep this in mind, when they have combined to score 29 or more this season, the Mavericks are 6-1. When it's been 28 or less, the Mavericks 1-3. I'm sure Jerry Sloan is aware of those numbers. The Mavericks will look to make it 7-1 if those two guys can stay hot. I would anticipate Sloan's Jazz coming out really aggressive and assertive to start the second half.
Keep in mind that as a player in this league for a long time, Jerry Sloan 4 times with the NBA all defensive first team selection. He also made second team selection many times. And Malone's trying to get things going his way as best he can. I say that about Jerry Sloan because that's what he talked about at halftime was defense.
Jazz have held their last 3 opponents to 36% shooting, only 78 points. Mavericks hit them for the highest point total allowed earlier this season, looking to do it again. Isley, strong drive off the left side. He banks it up and in and is hacked in the act. Howard Isley snaking along the baseline. Beautiful move.
I really like the move by Don Nelson. You know, he will do some things sometimes that because he knows he has to get certain players on track. He's a patient man. He's an impatient man at the same time a patient man. He comes right back with Isley to start the second half. That's a huge basket for the Dallas Mavericks this season because they've been trying to get Isley on track. If he can do that here in Utah, that's really going to help.
He just sizzled the rookie off the drive. Dallas's lead 11. Stockton head and shoulder fake, freeze in the lane. Finley recovers on him. The ball free after the miss, and Isley's got it.
Look out here. Alley-oop to
Nash
Finley.
with Finley. Flight 4 cleared for a landing, baby. The Mavericks up 13. They've come out flying from the locker room.
All right, so I missed the alley-oop. Nice bounce pass, Nash.
Yes, it was.
I thought he was going to put it up, let Finley go get it.
8th assist for Nash.
Nice start to the second half.
Karl Malone looking to Stockton.
Oh, good defensive play, Isley.
Boy, Isley kind of laying in the weeds here early in the third quarter. Coming back to sting his ex-club. He spent 5 seasons here for Jerry Sloan in a Jazz uniform.
10th day on the road. And the Mavericks playing so very well and so hard.
Shot clock down to 4.
Uh-oh.
John Stockton, beautiful look inside to Polonese.
And he does it with such patience. He does not panic. Stockton does not panic. Of course, whatever you do, you need to learn in life not to panic. It never contributes greatly to efficiency. And Stockton is so efficient.
Very nice from the coach. A philosophy for life. I love it. Finley to Leitner.
Well, you got longer to live.
Leitner, after the initial miss, keeps it alive, but the skywalking Stevenson there to secure the defensive board. Stockton leaves for the trailer. Stevenson stripped by. Finley drawing his first tonight. That's the first team foul in the quarter against Dallas. How about this Mavericks club on the road, Bob? They finished winning 7 of their final 9 last season. They've won 4 of 6 this season, coming off of back-to-back wins at Seattle and Vancouver.
Look at Nelly. I promise you, he's not that way on the inside. He may have looked pretty calm there.
He's like that perennial duck, isn't he? You see the calm on his face, but down below he's paddling like heck.
I would have to agree.
Stevenson 1 of 2 at the line, and Dirk Nowitzki's got his 8th retrieval tonight.
The big thing is Dallas needs to continue to be aggressive with the ball. When they get an opportunity to run, push it. One of the things that's hurting Utah is Dallas is making them get back, making them play defense. That's affecting Utah at the offensive end of the floor.
Generally, the Jazz do that to their opponents. Nash springs free, can't hit.
That's a good shot. Nothing wrong with that offensive possession. You shoot the ball well when you take good shots.
Stockton on the fly. Finley got a piece of it. Did Russell hit it last? Yes, he did. Michael Finley assertive defensively, causing the turnover.
In a good denial position, Finley was. That is a forced turnover.
That's the 7th for the Jazz tonight.
This may be Leitner's best performance of the year, too.
Isley and Leitner operate. Stockton recovers, or Leitner had a good look.
He can beat Polonese to the basket.
He does, but he misses. Thought he was fouled. Malone nearly throws away the outlet, but the Mavericks weren't wise to it. And they retreat to defend. Malone's got great position inside. Misses the lay-in. He's going to bark for a foul again. Nowitzki with his 9th carry.
Good pressure. That's what I'm talking about for Dallas. To be aggressive and take the shots when they are there.
And Dirk Nowitzki rains another trifecta on the Jazz heads. Dallas up 64-51.
Do not get too far away from your strengths, and the Mavericks are not doing it. They're being aggressive.
3 threes tonight. Stockton frees in the lane. That's an easy one from John Stockton. 4th in the league in field goal accuracy at 54%. Dallas lead is 11. 3 minutes into the third.
Stockton really watching the ball. When he starts to do that, he's looking for the steal.
Nash frees again behind a Leitner pick. Misses. Christian Leitner going to work on the glass. Can he finish? No. And Finley jumped a tad early.
Excellent.
Back comes Utah.
Excellent. I mean, really a good effort by Leitner inside.
Stevenson escapes Isley's still attempt. Comes right to the cup and finger rolls it home. Sean Stevenson blossoming, Bob, at age 19, and Jerry Sloan showing a lot of confidence in the youngster starting tonight in place of John Starks.
He sure is, and he also starts him ahead of Lewis. I mean, you would think he might go with Quincy Lewis.
Nash dances down the lane, is tripped, or no, they call the walk. Goodness, Olden Polonese looked to have gotten caught up under Nash, or maybe Steve caused the travel on his own.
Nash getting inside. He bumped legs right there with Polonese. Sometimes that call goes your way, and sometimes it does not. I think it depends as much as anything on the angle that the official has when he looks at it. That has so much to do with determining calls.
Stevenson, an aggressive drive, and Isley, as aggressive, swats it out of bounds. 13 to shoot for Utah. Stevenson really attacking here in the third quarter.
Don't hope to win. Go out and win. You know what I mean?
Mavericks double team Russell, and he gives it up.
Aggressive. I like this. I like this aggressiveness.
Nowitzki the open man. Finley drives instead. Jazz recover, but Nash creates. Finley wants 3. Give it to him. Michael Finley lets fly another trifecta. Dallas's offense, très magnifique, and the lead is 67-55.
And building confidence all the time, this Dallas Maverick team. Just growing in confidence, learning how to execute, learning how to win. Nice pass.
Oh, Malone threading the needle loop. Brian Russell. Malone does it all. 4+ assists a game this season.
One of the things you do when you're behind Malone, you take that over-the-shoulder pass away by putting your hands up. He does a wonderful job of finding dive cutters, especially Russell.
Mavericks spread the floor. Dirk Nowitzki on the Autobahn is fouled, driving the lane. David Benoit and Karl Malone converging. It's Benoit picking up his first off the Jazz bench. He's quite a story, Bob. Didn't play at all last season. His last professional duty 2 years back in Israel.
But he had some very good years here with Utah prior to that. He knows Jerry Sloan's system, and that's a big advantage for him. And interesting that Sloan goes to Benoit and Russell.
It's 2 full hours of non-stop comedy. Al and the gang head up the laughs at 9 on Married with Children, followed by the Three Stooges at 10 o'clock weeknights on K-Star 49.
Nowitzki converts, gets those 2 free throws.
Stockton and Russell operate the 2-man game. Stockton frees baseline, missed the lay-in. You're not going to see that very often. Isley, though, loses the ball in the backcourt, and then in frustration fouls Brian Russell. Howard Isley scored his first 3 of the game earlier in the quarter, but here could not secure the outlet.
Every turnover is costly. This one was because it looked like the Mavericks were going to get numbers at the other end of the floor.
He was looking elsewhere there. Karl Malone forced to give it up. Russell wants 3 and side rims the shot. Dirk Nowitzki's 10th board, Bob.
Leitner's not going for Malone's ball fakes. He's just staying down. He's not going for ball fakes.
Nash high steps down the lane. Oh, what a move, Steve Nash. Pulled that one out of his bag of tricks, hanging and banking it in.
Nowitzki with another double-double tonight. It's the 3rd straight double-double.
The lead is 14 and growing, but the Mavericks, as the Jazz spread the floor, are enticed into an illegal defense. It's on Dirk Nowitzki on the help side of the floor, Bob.
Nowitzki's claiming that the ball fake was made, and what the official is explaining to him, that's okay if you're not illegal to begin with, and the ball fake forces you to go illegal. But if you're illegal to begin with, then the ball fake is meaningless. Nash gets down, he's looking for people, can't find them, so he keeps it and uses the glass very well.
Left hip to the right hand and off the window. Steve Nash has a double-double tonight, his second this season against the Jazz. 24 points and 12 assists November 4th at home, and tonight he's got 15 points and 10 assists. Nash playing against maybe the greatest all-time point guard in the league, doing great work. Karl Malone just forges his way to the middle against Leitner, and Christian Leitner will be called for his third foul.
One of the ways that you can sometimes evaluate how a player is playing, sometimes you have to get away from points and rebounds. Leitner is 1 minute away from a season high in minutes in a ball game this year, which tells you that Nelly is really happy with what Leitner is doing defensively against Karl Malone. And it's his experience and maturity, not just experience, because he's doing a nice job.
Malone gets the roll on the first foul shot. Karl Malone has been to 12 All-Star games, headed to a 13th as he comes in 9th in the league in scoring at 25, but he's been limited to 7 tonight.
And before too long passes Wilt Chamberlain, as you mentioned in the first half, to become the second highest scorer in the history of the league, behind
Kareem, captain of the Lakers.
I knew you knew that.
Yeah, I hope so. Isley and Finley operate the left side of the floor. Howard kicks out of a double team to Nash. Nice ball movement. Nowitzki wants another three. Give it to him. Dallas continues to rain threes here in Salt Lake City, and there's no cover for the Jazz right now as Utah's fallen behind by 15.
And Nash continues to serve up open shots to Nowitzki.
Malone across the lane to Russell.
You make a passer out of Malone, and you're doing a good job, and that's what's happening.
Jazz had to work it assertively to get the bucket. David Benoit on the payoff end. Mavericks continue to shoot well at 59%. Nash and Nowitzki work the two-man game. Shot clock inside of 10. Nash spins. Creates for Finley. Michael online with another three ball. My goodness. It's target practice in Salt Lake City tonight. 77-61 Mavs.
But Nash is the man. He got Nowitzki the shot the last time down the floor. This most recent possession, he gets Finley the shot.
Stevenson, a retaliatory three, not going. Nowitzki is Mr. Windex tonight, cleaning the glass. Nash. That one deflected, and Benoit's got it. Slicing on Nowitzki. Comes all the way, misses, but he draws the foul. Dirk looked to hold his ground fairly well, but David Benoit will go to the free throw line for two. 4:44 left in the third. The Jazz a bit shell-shocked. Dallas by 16.
That's correct. By 16. And Steve Nash doing a wonderful job getting his teammates shots. That time to Nowitzki. Nash finds the open Finley. Nash finds the open Nowitzki, drawing the defender. Nash finds the open Finley by getting down inside. What Nelly does is spread the floor, give Nash the ability and the opportunity to penetrate. And when he does that and draws the defense, he finds the open man. 3 points, field goals, second half. Mavericks a perfect 4 out of 4.
Last season in winning in here in March, they shot a season high 58% from the field. And tonight, they're 7 of 12 in this third quarter, Bob, and shooting 59% on the night.
Look at that. Wow. 15 points and 12 assists. We got 4:44 to play in the third period. And the only thing bad about that is it's still a lot of time to go here in the Delta Center.
Steve has matched his career high in assists already with 12. Both free throws go for Benoit, and the Jazz go to the bench, summoning Jacques Vaughn to try and lock up Nash. Nash throws it away. Michael Finley was spotted up in the corner, and the pass went to the wing.
And Nash claiming that Jock Vaughn actually caught Nash's arm when he tried to pass it to Finley and forced Nash to pass that ball out of bounds when he grabbed it. I think the big thing about Nash is he's going to get tired.
Malone forced to another tough shot, but there is David Benoit providing energy and his leaping ability to follow it up and in.
Keep in mind, he played 5 years with Utah and actually started a lot of ball games, 67 games in 94-95.
Howard Isley can't hit. The Jazz on a mini run to within 12.
Stockton out right now, but Malone is still in there.
Malone wants it, gets it, creates position for the easy lay-in. Christian Laettner giving ground. The run is 6-0 for Utah. And Don Nelson's club needs a basket here with 3:40 left in the quarter.
Watch it 10 seconds. I was concerned about a 10-second violation in the backcourt.
Finley looking to create, does at the foul line, and Michael Finley back on the beam tonight offensively.
You do not use a go-to player just to win games. You use him to break momentum, your opponent's momentum throughout the game, and that's what Nelly went to. An excellent call by the coach.
Finley, the leading point man for the Mavericks, now with 21. Malone hits a cutting Lewis, goes high off the backboard over Nowitzki for the lay-in.
Nice pass and a very nice curl cut by Quincy Lewis.
So the Maverick lead is 10. You sense, though, Bob, a little bit of a momentum shift here with this more aggressive young lineup on the floor for the Jazz.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Michael Finley misses that one a little short. He's had the hot hand for the Mavericks. Vaughn looks to push. Nash retreats well. Malone, great position again, but he blows the layup. And Dirk Nowitzki there to take it.
He did blow it.
Nash wants to get into the three-point party, but he can't do it. It's in and out.
That would have been huge right there. Only because of the fact that Utah does appear to be grabbing the momentum a little bit right now. When that happens, do not try to outscore a good team. Out-defend them.
Jock Vaughn to run the offense. Slicing. This is the banker.
Big rebound. Big rebound. Laettner again.
3-on-2 if Nash pushes. He does. Isley 3 for 3. Howard Isley right in front of his former coach Jerry Sloan splashes it home.
And you hear the boos directed at Howard Isley, but you have to be happy for Howard Isley.
6 for Isley. Dallas by 13. Mavericks have now hit 7 threes in the game. Benoit wants to go to work. Shot clock's at 6. Tough shot over Nowitzki. Boy, Dirk couldn't have done it any better than that.
Yeah, he did. He defended it quite well. Benoit is going to get more and more playing time as the season progresses if he continues to play this way.
Minute 20 showing in the third. The frame has belonged to the Mavericks. Isley to Nash.
Good look by Isley.
No pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, and Laettner tried to pry it free over the mailman and get called for the foul. That's Dallas's 5th as a team, so Karl Malone has free throws. When we come back, a timeout called. A minute 15 left in the third. Mavs by 11. Dallas Mavericks basketball is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. Don Nelson ordering up a defensive effort from Christian Laettner tonight against Karl Malone, and has he ever gotten it, Bob?
29 minutes for Laettner so far, and the 6 points and the 4 rebounds, that's not the important part of his, the 4 fouls is not the important part of his performance tonight. He's done a very good defensive job, and he's played very smart basketball.
Karl Malone has labored for those 9 points. Make it 10, and the streak continues. 585 consecutive double-digit scoring games now.
Howard Isley also gets a rest right now. Hubert Davis is in the ball game for Isley, but those 2 guys, Isley on the left, Laettner on the right, have played very well, complementing the big 3. Finley, Nowitzki, and Nash.
Karl Malone, 11 points. The Jazz to within 9. Maverick lead was 8 at the half. They've owned a lead as large as 16 this third quarter.
Good move. Good move by Nowitzki.
Nowitzki comes up favoring his left arm. Don't think he hit that arm himself. Malone may have had something to do with that. Don Nelson down to make sure his young star is okay. Mavericks forced into a 20-second timeout.
I tell you, I don't know what he did, and we can't guess at that. But there's no foul on the call.
Don Nelson goes out to let Greg Willard know what he thought of the no call. Nowitzki is trying to kind of massage his shoulder.
Now he may want to get a substitution as early as possible because you don't want to go to a full timeout. You want that full timeout later on, if at all possible. Let's see what happens. Nowitzki with the ball. It looked like, it's hard to tell. It looked like maybe Malone got him down on the arm, but maybe because of that strength.
Yeah, he got him on the arm for certain.
He smacked him right on the arm. My goodness. But he did get him. He got him on the forearm. But the results of that blow may have gone immediately to the shoulder.
So Nowitzki out. Michael Finley with a tough shot over Brian Russell. Oh, a mug shot by Finley right in the face of Russell. Dallas by 11.
Boy, when you make shots, I'll tell you what, when you make shots like that, because defensively everything was fine for Utah. Finley's starting to hit his stride a little bit.
Malone feeds Russell. Ryan tried to position himself to shoot on Nahara, and Eduardo gave no ground. Bradley there to pick up the loose ball.
Take care of the ball. Finish periods well.
Michael Finley definitely feeling it. Nahara entangled inside with, looks like Jacques Vaughn. No, it's David Benoit, and the foul will go on Benoit. It's the first in the last 2 minutes against the Jazz as a team. A non-shooting foul. And now, Bob, with 30.4 seconds left in the quarter, a fresh 24 to work with, do the Mavericks go quick 2 for 1, or do they settle for the best shot here?
No, you go for one shot. It's too close. And that's what Nelson calls right now. You use a full 24, though. You want to give him as little time as possible. And he's going to go with point Finn. That means Finley will initiate things from the point.
His right hand smoldering on 8 of 14 shooting tonight. Finley frees behind a Bradley pick, and he stays hot. Michael Finley looking to carry the Mavericks to the road win, the lead 13.
Can't say enough, though, about the call from the bench again by Don Nelson.
3 seconds left. Russell is free for 3. He leaves it short, and the Mavericks up 8 after 2. Bob, expand that lead to a baker's dozen at the end of 3 in Salt Lake City. What an outstanding effort through 3 quarters for a club on the last leg of a long 6-game road trip.
The injury to Dirk Nowitzki, in a nutshell. Karl Malone, arguably the strongest player in the NBA, tried to slap the ball out of his hand. The force he hit Nowitzki with it across the arm like this actually pained him up in his shoulder blade. Nowitzki got down on his knees. The pain was so intense he was almost in tears. They took him into the locker room. The trainers are still with him. I doubt seriously if he returns to the game. Matt?
Sprained shoulder, Chris, the official word. He is questionable. Same shoulder he hurt in practice a few games back. Sean Bradley, another slide is fourth. He got a piece of that one as well. Make it 5. Dallas allows its goaltender to do his job inside.
2 big-time defensive plays by Sean Bradley at a very crucial time because Marshall had, he had good looks.
Finley stops and goes, creates a shot for Davis. He was the league's leading marksman last year from that range. He misses. Nahara's there, though, to finish it up. He's got 8 off the bench.
Nahara's got to quit looking at those officials. He's a rookie. You got to earn that respect. Heck of a play, Nahara. So understand what I'm saying, folks. You don't want that reputation your first year in the league. He thought he got fouled. He may have, but that's not my point.
A minute into the 4th, the Mavericks up 15. It's the building they had never won in until late last season. Vaughn penetrates inside. Bradley alters another shot. Danielle Marshall is flustered. Back comes Davis.
Oh, nobody picked
all the way, but from behind, the shot blocked by Lewis. Vaughn 3-on-2.
Charge.
That is a charge. Howard Isley stepped in and took the blow.
He's well above that restricted area. And Jerry Sloan not on the bench. He doesn't work the sideline that often. Isley well above that restricted area.
Well, he cushioned the fall with extending the arms a little bit, but Jerry Sloan proud of that kind of defensive maneuver.
Finley on the point again with Nash on the bench.
Line out Bill Kim. Michael misses here. But Finley tonight with 25 points, one below his season high. Dallas up 15 defending, 1:40 into the fourth. Vaughn lobs to Malone, and Hubert Davis, no match coming over from the help side for the mailman.
And I'll tell you what, Jacques Vaughn really looked off the defender well. He looked like he was going to swing the ball back to the point, went over the top to Malone. That was an excellent pass.
Maverick lead is 13. Bradley forced to go to the dribble drive, and Malone strips him but draws a foul. No, the reach is called instead on Quincy Lewis. Was Lewis in the same zip code?
Nahara and Malone getting into it just a little bit. And Bradley comes down inside. Bradley fell on Malone's leg, obviously not intentionally. Malone just shoves his hand away. And Nahara comes right in to say something to Malone. You love his competitiveness and his enthusiasm. I'm talking about Nahara, and he's talking to Malone right now. Malone's he's trying to give him a little less. What he's trying to do is intimidate Nahara, and if you're Nahara, you do not let that happen. Watch the contact inside now.
Bradley hits only 1 of 2. Malone, fortunately, he didn't get his third foul in that scrum. Maverick lead is 14. So mailman now the go-to look.
Oh, obviously, you'd want to go to him. I mean quickly, overnight mail.
Yes. Malone forced to give it up, though, to Vaughn. Jock invited to shoot that shot. Sticks it about a 23-footer.
Nelly not unhappy about that at all. He's not unhappy about that uncontested shot because he's trying to see to it that Malone doesn't get off in this ballgame. It'll get the crowd going. It'll get the Jazz going.
Davis looks to shake down Lewis. Can't do it.
Gilbert's got to pick up the slack in the absence of Vincent.
Bradley's set shot is off. Nahara fouls Danielle Marshall in the backcourt.
Yeah, see that official immediately told Nahara, get to the other end of the floor. They do not want to hear that now from a rookie. Nahara doing an excellent job.
But Bob, the Mavericks have to have this level of physical toughness and ability to step up and stand up to a team like this. The Jazz love to physically intimidate opponents in here.
No question about that. No question. Nash is back. Isley sits down. I think the guy that has to hit a big shot or two is going to be Hubert Davis. He certainly can do that.
Stockton back in.
Stockton Malone now. Stockton Malone.
Gets the step to the baseline and banks it in. Here come the Jazz. Down now 89-79.
3 timeouts remain for Dallas. The Jazz have 3 plus a 20.
Nash leaves for Finley. Michael's ball fake freezes shooting in, and Finley singes the strings again.
Good ball fake. That's what I'm talking about when they start to fly at Finley and Nowitzki.
It's been Finley's finest offensive hour of the season with 27. Vaughn wants to lob to Malone, who's fronted by Nahara. Now Jock wants the backside cleared out. Forced to give it up to Marshall. Danielle over Bradley, missing. Nash scrambles to the loose ball.
Push it, Steve Nash. Head up.
Lobs to Bradley. Sean has it. Vaughn has no choice but the foul. He thought he got the pumpkin cleanly, but he was in Bradley's midsection.
I'll tell you what, this crowd is getting their money's worth right now, man.
Oh, they're not accustomed to their Jazz men on the back end of the scoreboard here at home. Playing their best basketball of the season, the Mavericks lead the Jazz as we wind through the fourth quarter by 12. Elsewhere on the Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard, the 76ers now a perfect 10-0 on the season. They blast Boston by 24. Speaking of being blasted, Toronto at home loses by 36. Denver on the road up 5 against the Grizzlies in the second quarter. And the New Jersey Nets down 10 early against the LA Clippers, who are playing better with 4 wins.
Interesting adjustment now by Don Nelson. Leitner and Bradley both in the game together. First time we've seen that.
Nash threes, lets fly the 3 and can't hit.
He had a good shot.
Inside of 8 minutes, Stockton rushes off Nash. Crowd actually wanted to foul on Steve. Davis has Stockton, meaning Nash guards Vaughn. Stockton looked like he palmed that. No call. Vaughn feeds Marshall across the paint. Ostertag fouled Bradley. Boy, 3-second lane violation seemed in order there.
Ostertag was in there longer than 3 seconds, I believe.
So fourth on Bradley with 7:38 left to play.
Last time down, the Mavericks didn't get a good look. And that's Ostertag right here in the lane. Is he in there for 3 seconds? Look at 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Blow the whistle for crying out loud.
Don't get static on your radio, Bob. Tune your dial to news radio for up to minute laughs. Weeknights at 7 o'clock on K-Star 49. But I saw you counting, and you got to, what, at least 6 or 7.
I will not be a cheerleader, but I will be factual. That was a 3-second violation. Golly.
The instant replay slowed down a tad. I don't know. I'm with you, Bob. 10-point game. Davis has 3 inches on Vaughn. Jock gets help and picks his pocket. It's 2 on 3, but Stockton takes it anyway. Offensive foul, wipe it out.
Steve Nash. Nice play, Steve Nash. Watch Stockton on this one. He had a few choice words for the official.
You know what, though? I think he knows, Bob, that he committed that offensive foul. Nash, a terrific job.
Look here. No question about that. And Nash did a good job going down early, folks.
Some call that flopping, and the Mavericks are taught to do that.
The big thing is you get in the position. Point Finley against Daniel Marshall.
Finley again going perimeter, leaves that one short. Would have allowed numbers had Dallas not been alert, but boy, they've retreated well tonight, denying the Jazz easy looks. Malone and Leitner in hand-to-hand combat. Karl Malone puts it to the floor once, and the head and shoulder fake may have forced Leitner into the foul.
Leitner has not been going for that ball fake. If you can stay down against Malone, you can create some problems. But here, see, he gets up in the air there. He went for the ball fake there, and he was vulnerable.
Leitner with 5 fouls now. Karl Malone to the line, where he is 5 of 7 tonight. 6:47 left. The first one short. Let's go to Chris Arnold. Chris, what do you have?
Visky has returned to the bench. He has returned to the bench and will be available to get back into this game.
Now, Bill Curley banged that shoulder hard in a practice injury before this road trip. So this is the second time it's been strained.
That happened at Baylor Landry Center. Oh, nice rebound. Bradley, 2 misses by the mailman. Tell you what, they got him thinking a little bit tonight.
Yes,
they being the Mavericks.
He's been frustrated from the outset. Dallas by 10. Nash and Bradley 2-man game. Beautifully executed. Sean with the extension to the cup for the deuce. Bounce pass through traffic is Nash's 14th assist. Wow.
Tee it up, tee it up. Oh, they force the ball out of Stockton's hands. That's exactly what they want. Nice defensive adjustment. I'll tell you what. Just
Marshall against the double team. Misses. Ostertag fights to the loose ball, and Sean Bradley and Christian Leitner both in the vicinity. It's Leitner, and Leitner is fouled out with 6:11 left to play. And that's tough, Bob, with the job he's done defensively against Karl Malone tonight.
Nice job, Christian Leitner. An outstanding job by Leitner. That may signal his real arrival in a Maverick uniform. Dirk Nowitzki comes back in. And you know he does not feel good, folks. The pain he had in that shoulder didn't just disappear. You hear what our producer, Jim Feldman.
Yeah, Jim Feldman, he's trying to shoulder the load.
Oh, Jim Feldman. You need to go home, Jim. You've been on the road too long.
Mavericks will do just that after this one tonight to face Seattle at home tomorrow night.
Jim's got to go home and see Marcy.
Yes, indeed. Stockton behind Malone's interference. Nice ball movement. Russell with Nowitzki flying at him. Hits the 3 anyway. Big shot, Brian Russell. This is a 9-point game, and this crowd is begging to get into it.
That's exactly the way Utah draws that up. They like to swing that ball to that 3-point shooter.
Can Nash retaliate through traffic? Leaves for Davis, the retaliatory 3. Oh, yes! Nash freed. Maestro for the string music. The Mavericks back up a dozen.
He'll make some big shots. We talked about it earlier. He'll make some big shots down the stretch.
Stockton entices Finley's pressure. Feeds Ostertag, who gets lost in the center of the lane and makes the Mavericks pay. Don Nelson will take a 20-second timeout, it looks like, once the Mavericks come across the timeline.
No. They used the 20 on the Nowitzki injury.
5 minutes left. Stockton from behind, nearly got it. Mavericks get it back with 12 on the shot clock. Mavericks, to this point, holding the Jazz comeback effort at arm's length. The lead is 10 at 96-86. By 10, 5:01 showing at the Delta Center, and the Southwestern Bell call to the bench tonight goes to the rookie, Eduardo Najera, Bob.
Yes, it does. When that phone rang, he answered it. He said, "I'll be there, Don Nelson." Not only did he score, he carried on a conversation with Malone and didn't back down one bit. My only suggestion is wait for a while before you carry on those conversations with those officials. Wonderful job by Najera.
He's enjoying his evening in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, but
4-of-4 shooting.
It's crunch time now. Crunch time at the Delta Center, and you got the Stockton-Malone show the rest of the way.
Finley deep in the shot clock, unleashes another perimeter shot. Bradley saves it to Nash.
And a new 24 seconds. That is real big.
Time becoming a factor. The Mavericks up 10. Nash has two men on him. Falls down and finds Davis. In the corner to Nowitzki. Is that right shoulder okay? Well, the shot's a little short. Stockton back 3-on-2. Vaughn flies by Nash for the easy lay-in. Jock Vaughn, 9 points off the bench for the Jazz.
All right, the Mavericks had the look they wanted, and they took the shot, and that's what you have to do. Nowitzki playing right through that sore shoulder.
Nash crosses over, framed from Stockton, but John recovers and blocks the shot.
Big defensive play by Stockton. We've seen that before.
Tried to bounce pass low, and Steve Nash, a former soccer player himself, kicks it out of bounds. Don Nelson's club bidding for a 4-2 road trip and a huge victory here at the Delta Center tonight.
Now they've got to be smart and aggressive. Dallas does, because you must match the intelligence and the aggressiveness of the Jazz.
Stockton has a step on Finley, goes up, and Nowitzki denies him. Big time defensive play.
Defensive play. There you go.
Nowitzki on the dribble drive, stripped by Malone, and again hurts that shoulder. Russell charges back, and Steve Nash called for the bodying foul.
Did he get his arm, or did he get his shoulder? He may have gotten Dirk's arm again. And Dirk's taking himself out of the game this time.
3:47 left to play.
Let's see if Malone grabs that left arm. There it is. He did it again. He grabbed his wrist. Did the same thing he did before.
Hit him on the forearm. He's done it twice. Najera summoned for the critical final 3:47. Nowitzki is off to the locker room.
The thing that bothers me the most is if you do that to Karl Malone, he's the biggest crybaby in the league. Yet he does it twice to Nowitzki and gets away with it both times. And you saw it on the replay both times. I'm not making it up. I happen to think that Malone is the best power forward in the history of the league. Both those plays he committed fouls.
Nowitzki with Malone-like numbers tonight as he leaves. 20 points and 14 rebounds. His third straight double-double on this road trip.
Fourth in points, first in field goal percentage, first in three-point percentage. Not a good free throw shooting team.
Well, they've shot 70% or more from the line only 3 times in the previous 9 games. 96-89, the Maverick lead shrinking a bit. It's down to 7.
And the Mavericks are really pressuring, really getting after Nash now, figuring that's where they have to go.
Shot clock is inside of 10. Najera feeds Bradley. Sean with a beautiful fake on Ostertag will earn 2 free throws. Shot clock heavy on his back.
Give Najera some credit. He made the right pass. The defensive rotation, Najera had the ball, and he made the extra pass. Instead of, he shot the ball pretty well tonight. Instead of shooting this, ball fake, quickly down to Bradley. The right pass by the rookie.
Sean Bradley in double figure scoring tonight with 10. 2.5 above his per game average, and he's given Don Nelson some quality play on this road trip, Bob, at both ends of the floor.
He certainly has. Oh, roll it in. Get it in any way you have to, but just make sure it goes in.
Mavericks are now 18 of 21 from the line. That's big, looking to pull the upset on the road to lead 9. Stockton pinned in the lane. Leaves to Malone. Dump down Ostertag. Missed the left-hander. Can't stick it back. Bradley fights for the loose ball. Ostertag on it. Reverse side lay-in. Pinned by Bradley.
Bradley got it again. game clock. Run, baby.
Inside of 3 minutes now. Jazz settle in. Stockton to Malone. Carl misses another. Finley goes high for a big-time rebound.
You bet he did go high. Mavericks now are going to begin to milk the shot clock with each possession. Now I was over talking to Nelly.
He's just out there having fun. Oh, a beautiful feed. Nash to Finley in the back door, and the Mavericks are back up 11. Finn cited daylight, Bob, and he was found by Nash for his 16th assist.
Matt, he wanted to dunk the ball, but he didn't catch it cleanly, so he just made the basket, and that's a big play. What about it? Whoa.
Looks like Vaughn may have turned the ball over. Ostertag misses the dunk and gets bailed out inside. George Tolliver is going to call a foul against a Maverick. It's Bradley. It'll be Sean's fifth.
No.
2:21 left.
Lead by 11. If they are to hold off the Jazz and win this game, this is what it means. This means that they will have won twice in a row in the Delta Center. They won back in March, 113 to 105. This also means before that they had lost 25 consecutive games here in Salt Lake City. This also means that they would come home with a 3-game winning streak where they would take on Seattle tomorrow night. The Sonics are at home in their hotel room in Dallas watching this game, looking for some revenge, Matt.
Yes, they are, after the Mavericks came from 17 back to beat them on Friday night up at Key Arena. Bob, that began Dallas on this recent road roll. Utah only twice this season have surrendered 100-plus points. It's been against Dallas both times.
That tells you a little bit about this Maverick team. Reunion rowdies, see you at reunion tomorrow night. Where are you? Come on. No empty seats. Enough's enough.
Ostertag can the first, misses the second, and Michael Finley again goes above the rim to secure the rebound.
Let me point out that Utah has a foul to give if they get inside 2 minutes.
10-point game with 2:10 left. Nash slashes away from Vaughn. Stutter steps.
Hubert, bingo.
Davis for three. That'd be huge. There it is. That may be the dagger that strikes down the Jazz tonight. Mavs by 13. You called it, Bob.
Big shots, 2 big shots by Hubert Davis.
Stockton wants the long 2. It's no good. Finley again gets a hand on it. The ball is deflected out by whom?
I'll tell you something else we've seen out of Michael Finley on this trip. Michael Finley is getting back inside and realizing just how high he can jump. He has some serious hops, and he's getting back around the glass, keeping the ball alive and using some of that ability to help as a rebound.
Stockton has the shot swatted by Bradley. That's his 6th. In the scramble, though, the Jazz will get it again with 20 on the shot clock.
I believe that's their ball. I thought the Mavericks hit it out. Stockton down inside. Sean Bradley. Not in my home state, Bradley says.
No siree. Vaughn frees out the inbound. Long rebound, tracked by Russell. Utah desperate now, 1:30 left. Vaughn for 3. That's good. It's a 10-point game. They'll fight to triple zeros, Bob. 1:29 left.
Be careful. They will gamble. Stockton will gamble. He'll try to get away with a foul.
Nash needs help to get it across. Finds it in Finley.
The 10-second violation closing in on the Mavericks that time. A good look by Nash.
Steve Nash pinned along the sideline by Stockton, is called for the foul, and Vaughn was flying from what was a free safety position. He thought he may have had an easy one. That was a foul the Jazz had to give. The next one means the penalty, as Howard Isley is summoned to try and seal the deal here in Salt Lake City.
Another reason for that, a very good free throw shooter, Howard Isley, in the game with good free throw shooter Hubert Davis, Steve Nash, Bradley, a good free throw shooter, big for a big guy. Look out here.
Maverick marksman 7 threes in the quarter, and a timeout called as Steve Nash was in no man's land. It's a full timeout with 1:05 left.
I don't think he has a 20, does he?
No, he doesn't have a 20.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. He used the 20 on the Nowitzki injury, so it's a full. But there's 8 seconds on the shot clock. As I have mentioned before, in situations like this, where Nelly's experience in this league And those 5 championships as a member of those Boston Celtics come back to help this franchise so very much. He will not throw the ball into double coverage, Matt. He'll throw the ball away from double coverage. The Mavericks get the timeout when Nash got double teamed here in the corner, and that's a good trap. You see, really, you have 4 people there. You have the 2 sidelines, you have the sideline, the 10-second line, and 2 defenders, and you turn that man outside. You do not allow him to step through and look inside, because then he can find the open man here or there.
Bob, it's probably an impossibility to play a perfect game, but Nash has come pretty close tonight, hasn't he?
He's played awfully well. Steve Nash, the big thing that he's done is he has been able to get shots for his teammates. You do not win without good point guard play.
He has 17 assists in this game, a new career high, to go with his 15 points. And he came out early on, establishing the tone. The Mavericks have not relented since they jumped to the early lead.
I mean, look at this. There's that big double-double that Matt Pinto just alluded to. There's that big double-double for Nowitzki, who's in the locker room with a left shoulder injury. And Michael Finley gets 29 points and pretty close to a double-double with 7 rebounds. It's just been what you don't want here is a steal. You want all 8 of those seconds. Don't give up a steal.
Finley had 31 in the Mavericks upset win here on March 27th. Dallas right on the precipice of a 2nd straight victory at the Delta Center against the Midwest Division leaders.
They got the big guy guarding Isley.
Got it in quickly to Nash. Steve is bottled up by Malone, who took it away. Stockton in a hurry.
And be quick to shoot threes, and let me mention this is where they really miss Jeff Points.
Vaughn's 3 is good. 53.5 seconds left. It's a 7-point game. Finley having trouble. Finds the big man, Bradley. Center of the floor to Isley. Howard fouled as he crosses the timeline by Brian Russell. The Jazz will be flying the remainder of the night. Now it's up to Dallas to secure this at the free throw.
That's why now he's got Isley in the ball game. And it's a good call. And wouldn't it be nice for Isley, leading Utah after 5 very productive years here as the backup point guard to John Stockton. They can boo all they want. It's a compliment.
Don Nelson continues to work it. Eduardo Nahara will check in after the first free throw by Isley, which is good. Isley shooting on the season nearly 85% from the stripe. Nahara replaces Bradley. Is that to get out and defend threes, Bob?
Probably, because that's what they have to go to. The 2-pointer, you're almost willing to give that one up when you do the math on the remaining 50.5 seconds in the ballgame.
3-possession game. That would be 3 threes for the Jazz with under 50 seconds left.
That's the point. That's why Nahara, and you take out the shot clock.
Stockton can't breathe. Finley sees to that. Manning penetrates. Tough shot won't go. Danny tips it in with 37.5 seconds left. Back to a 7-point game. Mavericks quickly inbound to Nash. Steve on his scooter. Foul from behind by Vaughn.
Nash is absolutely, exhausted. The man is exhausted. Look at him. And he should be. And that man there, when he played the game the same way that Steve Nash has played tonight. Don Nelson, you deserve a seat. You deserve a great big seat on that airplane going back. He's going to get it.
Yes, he is. He can kick back and thoroughly enjoy the efforts of his Mavericks club on this road trip. This club blossoming and I think coming of age, Bob, over the last 3 contests away from home, as Nash cans too.
You need 3 good players to win in this league. The Mavericks have 3. Finley, Nowitzki, and Nash. And now you've got people around them improving every day.
Dallas just will not allow the 3, and Nahara swats the shot from behind. That'll be the finishing touch applied by the rookie from Chihuahua, Mexico. It's the Mavericks barking tonight at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. What an effort.
Tremendous effort. And I mean outstanding effort, outstanding execution. When you outsmart and and out-execute Utah, you have done something.
The 5th Maverick road win last season didn't come until January 11th. They've secured 5 in their first 7 road games this season. Congratulations everywhere to seal this 6-game, 9-day road trip in this fashion. Bob, do the Mavericks need a plane to fly home?
Not tonight. They could float home all by themselves. But a wonderful performance. See you tomorrow night at Reunion Arena. Don't forget.